Hello and welcome to Goldtide IAS Academy. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. Our question number one: in the context of India Afghanistan trade relation, consider the following statement. First, export to Afghanistan amount to less than 1% of India's total export. Second, import from Afghanistan is very less, but it has consistently increased in last 3 years. Third, the major commodity imported from Afghanistan are nut, lac, gum, resin, coffee, and etc. So here we will have to find out which of the above statement is our correct one. So this question is very much important considering recent update in Afghanistan, right? If you have solved previous year question, then in last year prelim exam, UPSC has asked about India-Bangladesh trade relation, right? So now let me study our explanation. So our first statement, that is correct one. Why? Because India's export to Afghanistan is only 0.28 percentage, right? That is less than 1 percentage. Hence we can say our first statement, that is correct one. Now our second statement that is also correct, right? Because import from Afghanistan contribute only 0.30 percentage of India's total import, right? However, we can see in this graph that in last 3 years, import from Afghanistan has increased consistently in last 3 years, right? Hence our second statement, that is correct one. Now our third statement. So out of total commodity imported from Afghanistan are edible oil, fruit, nut, lac, gum, and resin, right? Hence our third statement, that is also correct one. So our final answer will be D, that is all of the above statement is our correct one. So now our question number 2. Question 2. Consider the following statement. First, India has recently achieved installed capacity of 100 gigawatt of renewable power. Second, more than 70% is due to large scale wind and solar power project. Third, India has recently achieved a target of 40 gigawatt of green energy from rooftop solar sector. So here we will have to find out which of the above statement is our correct one. But before that, let me clear our concept first. So under Paris Agreement, India declared its intended national determined contribution target, right? So under this target, India declared that India will produce 175 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2022. इसके अंतर्गत 100 gigawatt will be produced by solar sector and 60 gigawatt will be produced by wind sector. And out of total solar sector contribution, 40 gigawatt will be produced by solar rooftop sector, right? So now let me jump into our explanation. So our first and second statement both are correct one. Why? Because India has recently achieved the installed capacity of 100 gigawatt of renewable power, and out of total renewable energy capacity, 78% percentage contribution belong to large scale wind and solar power project. And if I provide you additional detail, then today India stand at fourth position in the world in terms of installed renewable energy capacity, fifth in term of solar, and fourth in wind in term of installed capacity, right? So our first and second statement both are correct one. Our third statement, that is incorrect one. Why? Because country has been able to achieve only 5.1 gigawatt of rooftop solar sector, right? As you can see here. So let me provide you one calculation that 100 megawatt is equal to 1 gigawatt, right? So now you can clearly understand that our third statement is incorrect one. So our final answer will be A, that is 1 and 2 only. Question 3. Consider the following nation: Turkmenistan, Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So which of the above nations share its boundary with Iran? So now let me study our map first. So as we can see in the map that Iran share its boundary with Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, Iraq. Iran does not share its boundary with Syria, right? Hence our final answer will be C, that is 1, 3 and 4 only. Question 4. Consider the following statement regarding Delimitation Commission. First, it is a form as per the procedure mentioned in the Constitution. Second, till now the commission has been set up 4 times. Third, Supreme Court judge is the chairman of the commission. So here we will have to find out which of the above code is our correct one. So now Our first statement, that is incorrect one. Why? Because constitution does not provide procedure. Under article 82, it only says that upon the completion of each census, the allocation of seat in the house of people to the state and the division of each state into territorial constituency shall be readjusted by such authority and in such manner as the parliament by law determined, right? So article 82 says that constitution has provided power to the parliament, so that पार्लियामेंट कोई एक्ट के द्वारा एक बॉडी बनाएगा जिसको हम कहेंगे डेलिमिनेशन कमीशन, और उसके पास पावर होगा कि कोई भी टेरिटोरियल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी को रीएडजस्ट कर सके आफ्टर ईच एंड एवरी सेंसस, right? So constitution does not provide any kind of the procedure, it's only provide article 82. So our first statement, that is incorrect one. Now our second statement, that is correct, right? Because delimitation commission has been constituted 4 times since our independency. These are 1952, 1962, 1972 and 2002. Hence our second statement, that is correct one. Now let me have a look into composition of delimitation commission. सो यहाँ पे हमारी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक जज को अपॉइंट करेगी और वो चेयरपर्सन की तरह एक्ट करेंगे, और सेकंड पर्सन होगा हमारा चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर, और इलेक्शन कमिश्नर नॉमिनेटेड बाय चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड वो विल एक्ट एज अ एक्स ऑफिशियो मेंबर. थर्ड मेंबर होगा हमारा स्टेट इलेक्शन कमिश्नर ऑफ कंसर्न स्टेट, राइट? who will also act as a ex officio member. Hence we can say our third statement, that is correct one. So our final answer will be B, that is 2 and 3 only, because our first statement, that is incorrect one, because constitution does not provide any kind of procedure. Question 5. Hunar Haat are organized to support artisan, craftsman and traditional culinary expert under which of the following scheme and ministry? First, Ustad scheme, Ministry of Minority Affairs. B, Nai Roshni scheme, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. C, Naya Savera program, Ministry of Minority Affairs. And D, none of the above. So let me study our explanation. So our final answer will be A, because it is a scheme of Ministry of Minority Affairs, and full form of Ustad scheme is upgrading the skill and training in traditional art craft for development. So salient component of this scheme are, हम स्किल और ट्रेनिंग को अपग्रेड करेंगे, हम स्टाइपेंड प्रोवाइड करेंगे जिससे हमारा रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट आगे बढ़े, हम सपोर्ट करेंगे क्राफ्ट म्यूजियम को, हम सपोर्ट करेंगे माइनॉरिटी क्राफ्टमैन एंड आर्टिसन तो हुनर आर्ट बाय मार्केटिंग देयर प्रोडक्ट दो एग्जीबिशन थ्रू आउट द कंट्री एंड अब्रॉड, राइट? Hence our final answer will be A, that is Ustad scheme, Ministry of Minority Affairs. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you can also solve rest of 5 questions by clicking link below in description. So see you soon in next video.